Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. There's the principles of physics where you have action and reaction, or impulse and counter impulse. So wherever you punch something, that something punches you back. You're gonna feel it when you do it. You feel something in your fist coming back to you. So the same here in a society. Certain policies, certain actions obviously have consequences, and sometimes the consequences are positive, sometimes are negative. What do we have here? We have Hanukkah. And Hanukkah is, you light the candles. And here we have a Polish guy, a Polish parliamentarian, MP, who gets offended, or I don't know exactly what happened, but what he does when these guys, the Jewish community, some leaders over there in the parliament, the Polish parliament, light the candles of the Hanukkah, he takes a fire extinguisher and extinguish the candles. It's on video, and I have the video here with you. What he's doing is just gonna walk out of the room where he sees the people doing that, which is lighting the Hanukkah candles, goes out, gets a fire extinguisher and extinguishes it. Now he's going to be assaulted by a woman over there. He's going to try to make a little statement, and then the Speaker of the House, I think the Parliament, will kick him out from the procedures, and then obviously he's going to be condemned and all this, and probably is going to be prosecuted for that action. So let's get going. Here is the guy. He's about to walk out the room where he saw the Hanukkah candles getting ready to be lit, and I'm trying to make it in such a way that, let's try this one, and he's gonna go and you're gonna see the rest.
Panie pośle, co pan robi? Panie pośle, co pan robi?
Co pan wyprawia?
Panie pośle, co pan robi?
Jak tak można było się zachować? Wstyd, że kobieta atakować!
Zgodzimy się, proszę państwa. Panu nie wstyd, co pan robi?
Straszny wstyd z pana!
Zgodzimy się.
He packs his things and leaves. And then they're going to show a little video from the session, and he's going to be expelled, and some people applaud, some people shake hands with him, and he walks out. I have his bio, I have his the articles. You can find it in many. It says, Mr. Deputy, under Article 175, I call you to order, and I state that you are preventing the proceedings from being conducted. This is the Speaker. Mr. Deputy, you are still preventing the proceeding, and you have started insulting people. Under S75, I decide to exclude you from the room. By the rules of procedures, please leave the living room. So this guy says, and I also inform you that a complaint will be submitted to the prosecutor's office against you. This guy is very, very tough. For disturbing a religious, what was that, religious something procedure, I'm guessing. I'm going to come back here. Well, let's see.
5 ustęp 5 podejmuje decyzję o wykluczeniu panu z posiedzenia Sejmu.
Him
Zgodnie
up.
z regulaminem Sejmu proszę opuścić salę posiedzeń. Informuję też pana, że zostanie przeciwko panu skierowany wniosek do
Prosecutor's office for
prokuratury
disturbing
za
religious ceremony
zakłócenie
in the premises
obrzędu
of
religijnego
Sejm.
na terenie
Some people
kancelarii
applaud,
Sejmu.
some people shake.
Ogłaszam
I
5
know
minut.
5 minutes. Right, happy. These guys are happy right here. Okay, this guy shakes hands and goes out. All right, well, this was this. And then let's go to the article, a little bit from Reuters. And here it is, far-right Polish lawmaker uses fire extinguisher on Hanukkah candles in parliament. Voila, said the man. And obviously he's a far-right and so on. When this guy was having his food here served. Disrupted. So you know what happened. That his name is Gregor Brown. I'm saying Gregor's Brown. And he is right here. This guy. He's born in March 11th, 1967. And he is Polish and he's a Catholic. And he graduated from the University of Wrocław, 1987. And then he completed his postgraduate studies for Krzysztof Kiersłowski Faculty of Radio and Television at the University of Silesia in Katowice, 1993. So he was an anti-communist here, and then he turned into an opposition to that kind of garbage. So here you have this guy, and concerning to all sides, because on one side, some people, when something is pushed to a certain extent, they break, or some people will have a reaction, positive or negative. In this case, you saw this guy. And I remember a guy that I liked a lot, but I can't really tell you his name for obvious reasons. We don't live in a free world and free speech. If I would just mention that, then a lot of people will say, oh my God. Well, that's why I protect me and I protect you from knowing the guy's name. He said that some people sometimes, some groups sometimes in a society get too obvious. They are becoming too obvious, and they shove their shit in other people's throat. And when they do that, when they become too obvious, people can't help noticing and disliking that kind of behavior. Now, this guy is an MP. He has support somewhere. He's an MP because he was elected over there. He was not appointed. So, no, maybe too much chutzpah in certain situations will create an anti-chutzpah. And then you're going to have problems. And that's why maybe some should tone it down and don't be so obvious. Now that was a religious ceremony over there in the parliament. For me, I don't want to see personally any religious ceremony in any parliament, but that's me. Why? Even if I would be, let's say, Jewish, or I would be, let's say, Hindu, or if I would be a Buddhist, or whatever, Shinto, or Christian, or whatever, Muslim. First, if this country, which is Poland, it's a Catholic country, overwhelmingly, it's a Catholic, very passionate. I don't know if they have, Poland has a Catholicism as the national, denomination. I can't say religion because religion is Christianity and Catholicism is a denomination. As Orthodoxy is a denomination, Protestantism is it's a branch of it, if you want. So, if I think they are, I know Romania has the Christian Orthodoxy as being the national religion. So then you have only that, and everybody else gets the second, third, fifth place. It's not like here at States of America, even though here you see the White House lighting candles for the same reason, and others, which I personally think it shouldn't be White House's or any politician's business. I think that's the same thing as the founding father envisioned religion out of politics. Either way, I don't care if it's this or that kind of this and out. And the reason why they wanted this way is because they knew history. They read history. And they knew what kind of crimes were committed in the name of certain kind of things. So they don't want that kind of, they wanted something logical, fact-based, reasonable, rational. Not something like, in a certain way that doesn't really does us a, how should I put it, a service. You can come, you can do whatever you want, but I think it should be out of the government. And this guy right here, as I said, it's either maybe Catholicism over there or nothing. But Brussels pushes garbage, you know, everywhere. Everything is, that's Poland. We'll see. This guy, I suspect that if he's not like having a local branch that really supports him with real people and people who would, how do you call it, finance him, he's toast. He's toast. The problem is we can't really talk about how we really assess this situation. Like right now, I'm avoiding to speak. Maybe I speak 5% of how much I would really, how I would really talk about this, and you know, good and bad, and what can we learn out of it. And what can you learn out of it is keep your mouth shut, basically. Because if you say something that the narrative, you know, deviates from the narrative, it's not like you're in a free world, free country. Oh, well, I disagree with you, but I will die for your right to say it. That used to be in this country. Now we got something else. We got some children in, you know, children brains in adult bodies, some infantiles, and some very, very evil forces that shackled this country. And they keep shackling it. And now, you know, they're in the process of getting this shackled United States and tossing it into a lake. That person cannot swim. So basically, that's where we are right now. This shackled person, it's at the age of a boat, and he's ready to be pushed in the water. He's gonna drown over there. So this is where the United States of America, I think it is at this point. But I don't want to say luckily enough, that's reaction, and the reaction, you see it in, not in this guy, I'd see it in Musk, you see it in Elon Musk, obviously you see it in Tucker Carlson, you see it in many others that are over there fighting for freedom of speech, at least freedom of speech. Live up to the minimum requirements of a free society, freedom of speech. If you don't have that one, you don't have anything. I'm talking about, you know, freedom of this, freedom of that, freedom of that. That comes from the freedom of speech. If you're afraid to say certain things, you can't criticize something that goes bad. You can't bring, you know, constructive criticism in order to fix something. Why, they will hang you for that? They're going to get to that point. And if I remember, that's the way that these guys used to do it before the Enlightenment, didn't they? So it was a long road to keep this kind of behavior. You say something that is sacrilegious or, I don't know, blasphemous, and then they put you on the stake and burn you. Well, I don't want to go back to that one. And believe me, there are many people around us who really don't see anything wrong with that. Examples? Are you familiar with Mark Dice? Maybe you are familiar with Mark Dice. Funny guy. I like him. From time to time, I used to, more than now, listen to his videos, watch them. And he used to go in the street and ask people during coronavirus, Americans in California, he lives in San Diego area, I think, but California anyway, I don't know, that area. And he asks people in the street, what do you think we should do with these people who don't want to get vaccinated or wear masks? The government wants to, and he bullshits this kind of thing. He said, the government wants to write a petition. You want to write a petition? Maybe we can we isolate them, put them in a camp. He keeps talking about like basically getting them, put them in a concentration camp and re-educate them. This is what he says. And why he gives them, they sign, they put their names, signatures, that they are for that petition, for their fellow Americans to happen to that. That means get them, round them up, take them by train, cattle train carriages, right? Get them to the concentration camps and re-educate them. From there is one more step from the camp re-education, you know what I mean. So they are here in 2022, 2021. Still available over there, or talks about religion and Bible and so on. So they are among us, very nice dressed, normal people like you and I, as normal as we appear, and still they are around us. We should not allow those guys to get near power, but they vote. All right, I got a cat here. All right, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.